So we're in our group coaching session, and one of the topics that I was asked to talk about was really the whole mindset thing on comparing ourselves to other people, and also how to focus more on the roses instead of the thorns. Whether it could be anything, right? Like that could be you're out on a run with a few other people and somebody's moving faster than you, or you could be at a race and somebody else is faster than you, or they finished the whole thing and you didn't, or whatever. So it could be any point in time that this could happen. And it's something that I think, especially as we age, we can struggle with. So like everything, mindset is a practice. I will say that I feel after practicing a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about that I am pretty much there. Like I'm about ready to do a YouTube video on I am never going to be fast and I am a coach, and to just put it out there, right? Cuz it's kind of my MO. Like I don't really care about my speed. Every once in a while I do have that little thing though, like well I'll have a friend who whatever, and I had that little moment of like, and then I kind of remind myself, wait, I don't care. So the first thing I will say, and this is my answer to almost everything, being self-aware of your thoughts are the first thing, because once you find yourself in that space where you're comparing yourself to either yourself or to somebody else, you need to recognize that thought so then you can do something about it. So self-awareness is a practice. I learn it from meditating, because meditation is all about observing your thoughts. So I meditate every morning and I feel like I'm pretty self-aware that when something pops in my mind, and sometimes I'll be like, I might start comparing myself, and I make a choice to allow myself to keep going in that feel just for a few minutes, because I know that maybe I just need to get it out and I need to be angry and upset at somebody being faster than me just because. But I know that that's not rational in my head. So I let myself feel the feelings and then I make a choice and then try to pivot, which, again, it's a practice. So, first of all, one thing you can think of, and I know I've said this before, but again, it's always worth going back to, there's no possible way that you could be like any other person on this planet. You are you, from all the bazillion cells in your body to what you had for breakfast this morning, how you slept last night, all of the things that could have an impact on you and your pace or anything else you might be comparing. It's just not apples to apples. Like you cannot, the only person you could compare yourself to is yourself, but really only in that same exact moment in time, because again, you yesterday were a different person. Again, you could have ate something that might have completely affected your run that day. So just knowing that it's really impossible to compare yourself, is just that's the first thought that comes into my mind. And then one of the next things I'll do is I'll start reframing. So if I start going like, oh, God, look at so and so, she's so fast, and then I might be like, but I'm really consistent. So instead of focusing on what they're doing, I'm going to bring it back onto me and what can I say about my running practice, talking about running, obviously, that I'm proud of, something that I know I'm good at. Like I'm a slow runner and I'm proud of that. I mean, I literally am. But just to really reframe the story and take the focus off of the comparison to somebody else and focus on what you are good at. This might sound a little cheesy, but after every run, I know, Renee, you're a stats person, right? You like to go all through all your stats. I don't know how quickly you do that when you get back from your run, but before doing any of that, maybe even right after your run, maybe you do three things that you're grateful for about that run, right? Like my legs carried me up that uphill today. I never thought I could run the whole thing without stopping, whatever. But focus on three things that you're grateful for. Like, oh, I wasn't going to get out today, but I did, right? So I know it sounds cheesy, but gratitude is a really good way to not only bring yourself to the present moment, but also, there's a lot of studies about gratitude and how it can help rewire your brain. And that's what all of this is it's neuroplasticity. It's the same thing that we go through when we have physical therapy to change our, the neurons and all of that. It takes time and practice. Um, and also, what I'm going to be talking about on my YouTube video is find other ways to measure your success. So, I don't ever look at speed as a way to measure my running success because, well, I guess I would say maybe I wasn't successful if that was the only thing I was measuring myself on, right? Just plain out speed, but measuring yourself on, your consistency or how strong your mindset is, or, like if you're out on a run, and I see this in the tribe all the time, when you guys encourage each other, right? Like how great does it feel that you can actually focus on helping somebody else have a better run and contribute to their feeling about running, right? Like Cheryl's a great example here, in that sense too. And Cheryl, you said in one of those comments, sometimes these comments, I'm like, oh, you guys just say such amazing things. And it was something about, I can't remember it. It was about bravery, and I'll go back and look for it. But I thought that was a really, but we're so good about supporting each other in the tribe. So using that as a way to feel successful, that you've helped somebody, right? Like I know Keisha's taken Cheryl out a few times to be on different, courses. So like that's something really good to feel good about because you're helping somebody else on their running journey. And Renee, I know you do the same thing, you know, with some of your other ladies. I see you posting, like Heidi, and Cheryl, same thing. I'll never forget, we were on a call with Terry that one time for Rewrite Your Story, and she literally can barely get off the couch is where she is with her running journey, and Cheryl offered to go to her house, doesn't even know her, and help her go to the mailbox if that's what she would have wanted to do. So I think sometimes focusing on how we can help other people have um, a good experience with running, right? Because we've all had the bad experience where somebody's like making you feel bad because you're slower than them or whatever. Um, Also, just focusing on the feeling versus like what your pace was. Like when I go out the door, and sometimes it's hard to get out the door, I really try to focus on how I felt like when I got back. And I know every time I get back from a run and I feel really good, even if I walked half of it, whatever, it's like I got out and did it, right? So focusing on the feeling, not the numbers, right? Again, numbers are okay to focus on, but sometimes you could focus on other things. um, Also, if you're in that space of comparing yourself to somebody else, is focus on the what, how, and why, not the who. So if you're like, oh, so and so, did finish the entire race and I didn't, let's just say it's a DNF or whatever, then you can go, go back and go, you know, what did you do though, right? You still did X amount of miles and you still got, it doesn't matter what they did, it's all about what you're doing. Or, well, in your case, Renee, at Trans Rockies, I know your body wasn't feeling really good. That was the point. How does your body feel? Maybe not the best example there. And your why. Your why is very different. Like, I don't run for speed, I just don't, right? So, remembering your why and why you're out there doing it. Um, and just one of the last points, and then we could discuss this further, obviously. Did I hit record? I am, thank you. Just making sure. And I know this sounds really almost dismissive. And I also heard Martinez Evans, who is the founder of Slow AF Running Club, like the national one, not the one that we have in Arizona, which is a spinoff of those. He said something very similar when I went to his talk at Tortoise and Hare, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And he's like, at the end of the day, it's just running. We're not solving, the world world problems. Like at the end of the day, like it's just not that serious. We're just running. It's just something that we love to do. So, that might again sound a little dismissive, but sometimes it's like, why am I getting all worked up? Like I'm just talking about my running. So that to me sometimes, I save that for last because it's not one that I normally go to. I usually go to a lot of the other ones that I talked about, the gratitude. But really, at the end of the day, it's a choice that you make.